But does a teaching profession amongst professions
Yeah.
have a high level of respect?
比较被尊重。
Like, well, you know,
It is in our society.
Right, yes.
Yeah, yeah, it's true
right,
because the Confucius.
right,
Because we have the high social state.
right,
So most of it is no wonder why some good students want to be a teacher.
sure,
They have the high social state and a stable life and a high pay.
okay, all right. I want to talk a little bit about some of the tests that are involved coming before you come into high school and then go into college. My understanding is there's a kind of a high stakes test at 9th grade, and the kids have to take this,
Yeah.
and this kind of determines what type of high school they go to,
Yeah.
and the better they do, the better high school they can get in. And how many different types of high schools are there? I know you can go to a really, like in China they call it a key school or a famous school. And this is the best type of high school. And then they have like an A school and a B school. These are like a little less academic, a little less, and then they have vocational school. Are there a lot of different options here? Are most of the, if you don't get into a top high school, then you go to a regular high school? Is that how it works here?
We don't have these differences,
Mhm.
but the parents, their mind
In their
have
mind.
this in their mind.
Oh, in their mind,
We
they're thinking
only-
this school's better. I want my kid into this
Yeah,
school.
we only have the
Public
general,
and
public,
private.
private, or general high school or some technical high school.
Mm-hmm.
Only this difference. We
Mm.
don't have the
Rank.
high rank.
Right.
No, but the students or the parents, they
Right.
might have the difference.
But to get into this school, would you have had to have high grades on your?
Yeah.
This one would require that, high grades on that test.
I must say that not the standard now we decide.
Mm-hmm.
The student will 选这样讲 the students when they finish their test,
Mm-hmm.
they can choose what they want to be,
What
where-
schools they want to go
yeah,
to.
and
Number
then
one,
rank,
number two,
yeah.
number three,
So-
and according to their
Their test scores.
test scores and also
Yeah.
their performance at school,
Mm-hmm.
and they will
the computer will
do some
do
calculation.
yeah.
Okay.
So now the standard now we choose what grades,
Mhm.
what score you get.
Yes.
The student chooses.
And another one of the high stakes tests, as I understand it, is the test that goes from senior high school to the university. And I guess it's my understanding that the most difficult year is the 12th grade
Mm,
or the 3rd year,
yeah.
because the kids have to prepare
For the entrance.
for this
exam.
entrance test.
Yeah.
And is there a lot of pressure on the kids for this test, or would you say they're very stressed out about this, or not so much?
I don't think they have much pressure.
Right.
Even they told they have the pressure
Really?
because we have too many universities. So
Oh.
every students have the opportunity to
So
enter.
this is the problem
Yeah.
here.
So
We're-
their pressure is from they want to get into the good
the good university,
Yeah.
but
If he or she only want to enter the university,
They're gonna get
it's
into a
too easy.
university.
Yeah, it's easy to.
right,
Yeah.
because I heard because of the decrease in population,
Mm.
there's a lot of openings in the universities.
No. Yeah.
Right. Let me think here. Teacher rotation. In Korea, I was over there, and teachers are rotated every 5 years. So if they're in a really good school, then after that, they have to go to like a lower socioeconomic school. And the reason they do this is to try to keep the quality of the teachers at all the levels. Is there a rotational schedule here?
No.
You can stay in the same school
Yeah.
and retire there if
Yeah.
you'd like.
I know the Japan is also do the same thing.
They have something like this.
Yeah, like Korea.
Okay,
But in Taiwan, you can enter one school.
right.
And you retire in
Okay.
the same school.
How are teachers evaluated here? The evaluation system. You mentioned that the pay is based on the number of years versus
Yeah.
and how much education you have.
Yeah.
But does the teacher
No.
evaluation system have any reflection on your pay at all?
No,
No.
only 奖金要怎么说
Bonus.
bonus.
Bonus. Oh, you get a
Yeah.
teacher bonus.
But most of the people have the bonus, about 1 month's salary.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Didn't
So
know
if
that.
you get the best grade, you can have the more 1 month's
Oh,
salary.
so this tries to give people a good motivation to try to get good evaluation, so they will get that extra month of pay.
But
Uh,
most people got the bonus.
They do.
Yeah, most people.
So they give it to almost everybody.
yeah.
So I think what you're saying is you'd have to be kind of bad not to get it.
那个出席正常人假，也没有长请假。 If you finish what you need to do,
Do.
you
Right.
can get the bonus.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all about some basic requirements.
In the United States, one of the big trends is technology. I don't know if you've heard about this, but U.S. continues to perform low on world comparative educational tests like TIMSS, TRINS, and PISA. And so the technology companies have promised them that if they make huge investments in technology, like what we call one-to-one computing, iPads for every student, smart boards, all the different gadgets, all the excessive amount of software they have out there. Basically, you're going to become a digital learning high school. And if your school reflects that learning environment, then the only way the grades can go are up. At least this is what they promise. Unfortunately, I haven't seen this happen to be the case. Is there any talk at all in Taiwan about moving to this type of system where every student would get a computer and they'd have their books on there and it would be very digitally, be a digital learning environment? Or do you think it will stay more as it is right now, where they maybe have a computer lab, a little bit of technology, but for the most part, it's the books that they use? What do you think?
In Taiwan, it's only the few schools have this kind of education,
Right.
or a few teachers. Most of teachers are the traditional use the book,
Right.
yeah. But for me, I don't like to use the 3C, the computer. I don't need it. I use it only if it need to do this.
Right.
Yeah, but I think some teachers like to do this.
Right.
I don't know.
But you don't.
I don't think this more help. It can help students to learn much better.
Right.
Yeah. So.
What do you think?
I think in Taiwan we are working toward that trend.
Mm-hmm.
But in fact, in actual classroom, in my opinion, not all these equipments really help students.
Mm-hmm.
Because students, since they are very small, they are very used to just textbook and blackboard and teacher talking.
Mm-hmm.
They're used to that.
Right.
So if you change the situation to become a digital world,
Mm-hmm.
they will get confused because
Mhm.
it's so fancy.
Right. And expensive too.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you want to use the equipment